All right, let's talk to Eliot. Eliot, good morning, sir.
Man, it's not often I'm the third most annoying person alive, so I guess I'll take it for this morning.
Well, you're definitely behind Spike, because Spike's got to be in the top three.
There you go, fourth. I'm moving up.
Eliot, for those that haven't heard it yet, I want to play the audio of what happened with A.J. Brown yesterday. As you know, the visual tells a lot more than the audio. So for those that don't know, there's a wink in here from A.J. that tells a lot. Let's listen to A.J.'s wink and the reaction, so to speak, from Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman as they're asking him about possibly, let's be real, they're basically asking him about possibly joining the Patriots. Listen to this.
Man, it's been really fun to sit here and get to chop it up with you, bro. And just remember, we're all Patriots. You know that, right?
Are you going to be a Patriot? Are you going to be a Patriot? Do you want to be a Patriot?
I'm trolling.
All right, he winks, he smiles, he laughs. Eliot, it's not cool. It's just not cool. What's your reaction to what happened yesterday?
Yeah, so I got up and listened to that whole podcast the first thing yesterday morning, and my initial reaction was, okay, he got out of this without making any huge headlines. But then you watch it, and the wink absolutely adds to it. I mean, he's a Patriots fan. That's obvious. He spent the whole pod talking about it. And from what I know of AJ and my years covering him is he is very media savvy. When he sends these tweets, when he says what he says, he knows what the reaction will be. So when he winked, he knew that it would be a reaction. And he says he's trolling, but I guess my question would be, who's he trolling? Like, is he trolling the Eagles? Is he trolling Eagles fans? Because he knows that right now it's a very sensitive subject in this city, in the sports city, about what his future is going to be. So, I think he was joking and all that, but I think right now in this environment, like with everything going on with his future, it's just not funny.
Yeah, so it's over. So Eliot, it's over, right? I mean, essentially, it's just a matter of just consummating a trade. It's done, right?
So where I stand with it is this. I think the Eagles are willing to trade A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown would probably like to be traded. But where I've changed from a few weeks ago or months ago was after the season he had, I didn't think there would be a ton of value out there for A.J. Brown. I thought you were looking at maybe like a third or a fourth or something like that. But you look at the way the market is setting up and the teams that will be in on A.J., they will never have a better chance to trade A.J. Brown than they do right now. So I think how it'll work out is the Eagles will get a great offer. They'll be able to go to A.J. and say, here's this offer we have. Would you want to go to this team? And he'll say yes. And I think he'll probably end up playing for the Patriots.
Does that mean a first-round pick in your estimation?
So I didn't think they'd usually get a first. I will say I'm going to Indianapolis on Monday. I think I'll have a much better read on what the market is when I get back from Indy. Every team will be there. There'll be a lot of A.J. Brown talk. But I think at worst you're talking a second-round pick. And I also think with how good Howie is at extracting value, something Dombrowski could learn from, like there is a world where you could get a second that could become a first. And I think Howie will be smart. He'll probably put conditions on the pick where next year, if A.J. does go to the Patriots and have a good year, you could turn that into a first-round pick.
How much do you blame our CEO head coach for not smoothing things over better with A.J.?
So I think Nick ultimately deserves blame for how the A.J. situation has turned out because that's his job. His job as CEO head coach is to manage this better. Now, I will say that him and A.J. do have a good relationship. I know they talk all the time, not just at the NovaCare. Like they talk quite a bit. A.J. always speaks highly of Nick. So, I mean, you can only go so far, right? Like Nick can't text A.J. before he does a pod and go, please don't troll. You can only go so far. But ultimately, like the vibes on the team were not good last year. Now that you look back at it, and I thought A.J.'s effort at times was not good, and that is on Nick.
So I think we know, Eliot, that A.J.'s primary frustration is Jalen related. Doesn't get the ball as often as effectively as he should, given his talent. I'm going to ask this question:
offense?
Is there even a 10% chance that the Eagles would choose A.J. over Jalen? Is there a 10% chance they would trade Jalen this offseason?
No, I don't think there's a 10% chance. I think if if the number you threw out there was 5, you could have convinced me. But even then, I think that wouldn't be about choosing AJ over Jalen, that would be about a contract. Like if Jalen wants a contract, that gets really, ugly potentially. And then a side benefit of, of trading Jalen is you get AJ back. Like that could possibly be one positive to it, but I do not think they would pick AJ over Jalen straight up.
How likely is it AJ is an Eagle in 2026?
I think it's less than 50%. I would say maybe 30%, 35%. Like, you still need a team to go out and make an offer. I think a team will. I think it's going to be the Patriots. And I think one thing we don't talk about enough really when, like, the fact that AJ could go is, like, this could turn out really badly for the Eagles. I mean, we spent all of 2024 kind of poking at the Giants, right, and how Saquon came to the Eagles and had this amazing year and how tough that was for the Giants to watch. Like, there's a real world where AJ goes to one of these contending teams in the AFC, has an unbelievable year. The Eagles struggle to replace him. The offense isn't that good, and we have to spend all year looking at AJ lighted up in another team. So I know, like, when he winks and does all this stuff, that it's annoying, but that is a real possibility. AJ is still a good player, and the Eagles are in a position of, transition right now on offense. So it could end up being a painful year for Eagles fans if they trade it.
Josh McDaniels and Drake May with A.J. Brown, he'll catch 120 balls.
Yeah, he'll have the most catches he's ever had probably in his career.
Or Lamar or Josh Allen. Like he's going to go. That's why this market is setting up nicely. He will likely go to a team that is on the cusp of really contending for a Super Bowl. So he'll have a chance to really kind of rebound next year.
Eliot, we got the news yesterday courtesy of a Jeff McLean tweet and a Derek Gunn tweet that Landon Dickerson and
Lane Johnson
will be back. So let me move from that decision, which we all hoped for, to the reality we now next hope for, which is that they're good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 3 players. And tell me how you rank them. And I know it's hard to know. You can't climb inside their body, but gut feeling. Effectiveness as a player next year. Juergens, Dickerson, Lane. Rank them.
I would probably go Lane, Juergens, Dickerson. And like you said,
Dickerson's that beat up. That's why you put him there. That bad.
I view his injuries as more chronic. Like Lane is older, but Lane had one injury, right? Like Cam Juergens has had the back injury, right, which obviously impacted him last year. But he's young, and it's one injury. It feels like with Landon, this is years of buildup on those legs. I mean, he came into the NFL having torn both ACLs. And, from a personal level, like, you're happy for him that he got a life-changing contract. He won a Super Bowl. He's played a lot of good football. But, like, you could see on Landon's face at the end of the season, he's not even sure. So, I think everybody is guessing. Like, you're right. It's exciting for fans to hear that those players are back because of the names. But there's a real world where 4 weeks into the season next year, like, none of them are playing effectively. So, AJ is obviously a huge topic. I get it. It's a more interesting topic. But the offensive line is the main reason the offense struggled last year. And if they're not better next year, it won't matter who the coordinator is, who the receiver is. Like, it all has to start with that line.
Yep. Well said.
Lane's play dropped off last year. I know no one wants to talk about that part, but there were times where it didn't look like Lane. How many times prior to last season did you see him get bull rushed into the quarterback's lap?
Only when he had the ankle in like 2021 or
when
20
he was
or 19,
so banged
whatever
up.
Year that
right,
was.
when he was limping onto the field.
Yeah.
I still think when he played last year, he was their best offensive lineman.
I agree with that.
So I agree he's not like prime Lane, but I think he is still an excellent starting tackle when he's healthy, right? And